What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Michael Ray, Alien number 12. Welcome to the Happy Alien Podcast. I have not done one of these in a while, and I normally want to have guests, but this is a last-minute edition of the Happy Alien Podcast because I was doing a very important reunion podcast a little while ago. But it got canceled last minute, so now we have to do it at a later date. So I'll let you all know about that when it actually comes out. But I decided, why not talk about some aliens? You were trying to do a podcast, a reunion podcast, and it fell through last minute. So now, since you're awake and alive, go make a podcast. What do I want to talk about? Well, I recently watched the movie Disclosure Day, and I'm all into aliens and conspiracies. And I was like, damn it, let's do a Happy Alien podcast. Last minute, no holds barred. Let's just talk about anything and everything. I didn't prepare. The intro music is still messed up because I made it with AI many months back, and the recordings go in and out. But the words are good, so I got to remake it. I haven't had the time. I got some other logos that I haven't been able to use. I'm trying to do something productive. So that's the blessing. As I like to do with every show, I want to let you all know at parts throughout the show, there will be support avenues for everybody if you feel like supporting, hooking a brother up, trying to make a living off of this YouTube and doing podcast and trying to pay his bills. I appreciate y'all. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope you have a good time when you hang out with me. And I'm not the loser or has-been actor that everybody keeps calling me nowadays. Fucking evil people. Relax. We're all different. It's the change of the seasons. Shit happens. People become different people. Sometimes they're sad. Sometimes they're mad. Sometimes they're glad. Sometimes they're bad. What am I, fucking Dr. Seuss? I don't know, but I know I am an alien. And we're going to tell some stories, some personal stories on today's show. And if you guys feel like supporting, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel for early and exclusive content and members-only live streams where you can be a guest on future Happy Alien Podcast or Mikey's World or Acting Crazy and Confident podcast that I try to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm definitely manic personality. But hey, I have a good heart. And I love you. That being said, I do have some links and merchandise and stuff for sale down below if you guys feel like picking up some stuff from my career. But I do have a Happy Alien Podcast t-shirt and a mug. I need to get me one of them fucking mugs. Can't even afford my own shit. That's how tough it is in California. I mean Hollywood. I mean California. But hey, pick yourself up some decaffeinated coffee. It's better for your heart. Pick up a mug. Also got Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. If you guys feel like donating, supporting through the alternative methods, I appreciate you. And we got our first dono from the birthday boy. That's right. Bum, bum, bum. The first birthday boy, Brent Mania, my moderator, my brother from another mother, always coming in strong with the donations and the support. And I appreciate you, brother. Happy freaking birthday, brother. I hope this coming month and year brings you the best of positivity and love through this alien species that we are now living in. No doubt in my mind, something's happening, and we're going to talk about it on today's show. Also, I just wanted to re-promote my appearance on the Tinfoil Hat podcast from, what was it, last September when Charlie Kirk got shot. That's right. We were filming the Sam Tripoli Tinfoil Hat podcast, while Sam Tripoli was live and I was live, Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And I said some predictions during that show that have allegedly become true. So I am on point with aliens, conspiracies, that world of lies and bullshit to the best of my abilities. I know the secrets. I know when they lie. I know the media. I know it all. But I'm still considered crazy with a lot of my theories or things that are going on. But hey, I'm not here to be judged by anybody. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to talk some shit in terms of conspiracies and aliens and what's actually going to happen very, very soon. Because they're prepping us for something. Are aliens real? Let's discuss that on today's show. So get your comments in, and I'll be going back and forth as best as humanly possible when I'm not yapping a lot. To your comments, super chats and everything are much better for me, and you know they help a dude out. So I hope I earned them moving forward. So check out the Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli. I actually want to watch it. I haven't watched it since I did it. But Sam Tripoli didn't want to talk about Charlie Kirk too much because there was that reference about Jewish or Zionist and all that other stuff. And Sam Tripoli tried to stay away from that because a lot of people don't like Charlie Kirk. So Sam Tripoli, my boy, my dude, he was towing the line in that episode towards the end. I was expecting some hard-hitting questions, but he kind of towed the line before we could really talk about what was actually happening. But they wanted to get offline and check out the footage from Charlie Kirk and all that. And I am definitely following everything Charlie Kirk and the shooting and everything. I watch Candace Owens a lot, whether you guys like her a lot. I don't know. I don't care. I love what she's doing. I love how she's investigating. And I'm really, really enjoying the Candace Owens series. And just the other day, Candace Owens started to qualify the mic theory, the exploding mic theory. Candace Owens, at first, she didn't even want to entertain the idea of the exploding mic theory. But then some new evidence came around, and now Candace Owens has started to think and ask questions about the exploding mic theory because she got new evidence of a explosive charge that was created in a factory that blew up many years ago, and it could have been a part of the they blew up the factory after the Charlie Kirk assassination, allegedly. And it's so fascinating that Candace Owens, one of the biggest YouTubers, is now exploring what would be considered non-mainstream theories and non-mainstream facts. She was just going with the facts for a while, but now new evidence has revealed itself, and Candace Owens is now exploring the exploding mic theory. Just as the trial for Tyler Robinson gets started, just as all the other things get started, and all the denials and the Erica Kirk is an alien theory should be popping up very, very soon. We all know she's a honeypot, allegedly, from the government for Charlie Kirk. But the way she's reacting to the assassination and murder of her husband, that is not of a sane person. And who am I saying this? I'm definitely an insane, manic type personality, but yet I'm calling her insane? Yeah, because she is all types of evil. So check out the Tinfoil Hat podcast. You guys want to see that interview? Plus, I did a couple of interviews with Hey Internet Eric here about a week or two ago. Check out his channel. He's supporting me. I did an interview maybe last week with the Power Army. Pretty cool people. The podcast is on the Power channel, the Power Army channel. I think it's Power United. It's also in my members only section. I recorded it behind the scenes from my side. If you guys want to watch that for members only, it's a good watch, a good listen. They're good people. And I got like all of a sudden, like I got like 100 new subscribers and like 50 new people on YouTube and TikTok and other stuff like that. So the Power Army, or the Hey Internet Eric, I'm Here Army, definitely came through and are supporting me. And I really, really appreciate that. I was like, what the hell happened? All of a sudden I had all these new members on YouTube, not members of my channel, but like subscribers. And then on what was it? TikTok. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. It kind of feels really good. And guess what? In a congratulations attempt, and I'll get to the super chats in just a minute, I got over 8,000 subscribers now on YouTube. Bum, bum, bum. People will say, oh my God, only 8,000? Man, I've been at like 6,000 since 2011 or 12. On my Raider channel, I had like 60,000 until the NFL took it away, and YouTube and the Raiders took my channel away. That's a story for another day. But hey, I'm very proud to have 8,000. I'm gunning for 10. That'd be amazing. But thank you to everybody that subscribed, supported me through whatever my videos are. I don't know what they are. I don't know what I'm doing. There's no professional quality content all the time. I'm telling stories. I'm just being me. And that's all I can be, is be me. Throughout all the hatred and all this, and I want to be professional. I want to be a podcaster professionally. You know, I want to make a lot of money doing it. I know I'm good at telling stories and telling jokes, but I still got to learn. It's like acting class. You still have to learn how to do this stuff. Maybe in the future, I'll have a producer and we can do some better stuff. But for now, you got me, a laptop, and my words. So there might be some hiccups during today's show. I'm going to try to look at some YouTube videos or clips and talk about it. But whenever I seem to do that, the graphic capability or the processing capability does not work very well on my computer. So it goes in and out, and I apologize for that. But hey, I'm blessed to have whatever the hell I have. So welcome to today's Happy Alien Podcast. Now let me take off the banner. We don't have to have it online the entire time. But thank you guys for all the support and hanging out with me today. I needed you guys. Now let's get to a couple of early comments. But let's respect the super chat first, like always. So who do we got? We got Ava Riza, one of the famous people in the Dabbleverse. I don't want this to be a Dabbleverse show, but Ava Riza is a very good podcaster and a drama podcaster in that type of world that I try to stay away from. And she's saying, love you. I appreciate that. That means the world to me, to get good messages from that side of the world, you know? So I appreciate you, Ava. I don't know what else to say, but blessings to you and yours. Hopefully better days ahead. Stay away from reality TV or reality YouTube as best as possible, because all they do is make fun of us or how we look or how we talk, or just be an alien. We're all aliens. We're all different species. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's show. We got a good show today. I titled it, Dude, Where's My Aliens? Because today's show is going to reference Dude, Where's My Car a little bit, the movie that I was in. We're going to talk a little bit about the UFO files. I haven't even had a chance to get into them, but there's a lot of them. Maybe we'll look at one or two. And we're going to talk about Disclosure Day. Why are they predicting movies and TV and film with aliens and all this and calling it Disclosure Day, and revelations is starting to happen? The UFO files are out. We're going to get into that. Then we might talk some space lies. But again, this is a viewer-controlled show. So if you guys got any topics or content that you want to talk about or ask questions about, Super Chat will get my attention much quicker. But please keep on it in the chat room, and eventually I'll see it, and we're going to discuss some stuff, and hopefully we're going to have a good old time talking conspiracies and aliens on today's show. I want your opinions. I want your thoughts. I want everything. So Ava Riza, big old thank you from my heart for the $20. Appreciate you. Better days ahead. And blessings. Freddie Jones, Michael, opinion on, again, Dabbleverse stuff. I'll do my best, guys. But it's not going to be a Dabbleverse show. So get on out of here. But I love you. Thank you for the $4.99, in the words of Little Lemmy. Michael, opinion on Shuli's tasteless attempt to silence free speech of Stuttering John with a frivolous lawsuit for defamation. I am not familiar with it. I know it's happening in the background. I do not know this Shuli character that well. I don't know if he's a grifter, if he's a this or that. I am not going to judge people. But look, that internet world of being lawyers and copywriting content and all that is something I want to stay away from, because everybody deserves to say whatever they want to say, but not everybody deserves to air their content. It depends on how they do it, if they make it transformative. And there's a lot of enemies in that world. Everybody fights everybody. They just fight everybody. Now it's starting to be with actual lawsuits. And then people are getting GoFundMes to apparently for the lawsuit, or maybe not, allegedly. I don't know. And now everybody wants to make fun of them and call them out, which is you trying to get my opinion on that subject. And I don't really have one per se. I'm not following it that closely. But look, I don't know anything about Shuli. I know about Stuttering John. Apparently I've worked with him in Dude, Where's My Car, but I've never met him. And Ava and Stuttering John, they did shows together. So I know of him, and I'm rooting for everybody for the best. And I'm tired of everybody fighting everybody. Where's the love? Where is the love? But hey, that's my only opinion on that. But thank you for the $4, Freddie. Power World Official, check out his channel for my podcast. He's a really great guy, really doing it good. He's got a great singing voice, sing Michael Jackson. Power World Official, thank you for all your subscribers and your support. And I appreciate you truly, brother. And I told you I'm going to have you on a podcast one day. When I plan it a little bit better, I'll give you 24 hours notice, brother. And we can do that. I'd like to hear your opinions. Oh, my gosh. I'm just going to brush through these guys. I'm going to brush through them because, again, I explained everything a minute ago. But, again, thank you for the donation. Stephen, opinion on Shuli Egar's exploitation of cognitively impaired podcaster Jake Hudson. He made the guy like his doo-doo covered finger on air. Yeah, I know who Jake Hudson is. The guy's just trying to live his life, and he is challenged, impaired, like you said. And I don't know. I wish him all the best. Sorry you're not getting what you want me to say. Do you support? Thank you for the $4.99 again. Do you support Shuli's statements on Candace Owens? He said if something that happens to her, it's her own fault for criticizing Israel. Despicable. I am not familiar with that. He said if something happens to her, it's her own fault for criticizing Israel. Despicable. There's a lot of people in that camp, and you can't criticize Israel or Zionism nowadays, because that's what's actually going on in the world. That's the conspiracies is we have a controlled government. We have a controlled government. Donald Trump, they got something over him. Maybe they had tried to assassinate him. And that goes along with what Candace Owens is doing with the microphone theory. But what do they have over Donald Trump? Why is he aligned with them? Why did Netanyahu, after Trump got elected, why did Netanyahu give him a gift of a gold exploding pager that Netanyahu and their army did on, I think it was Pakistani people or stuff like that? They did the exploding pager. And that goes back to Candace Owens with the evidence of the exploding microphone with Charlie Kirk, because they have done exploding pagers. So why not do an exploding microphone? And Donald Trump, why did he get the gift of an exploding pager when he became an offense after he got possibly assassinated? Whether it was faked or whatever, I do not know. But was that a reminder from Netanyahu that they got something on Donald Trump? Was that a reminder to him by giving him a gold-plated exploding pager to remind him, we got your number. You have to do everything we say. I don't know. Interesting stuff, man. And I'm not going to say, do I support this? Do I support that? Because I don't really know the true story. And I never heard anybody say it. So I can't give my opinion unless I hear it. I am Shashi and Clashy. What's up, my friend? Glad to see you on tonight. Glad to see you online tonight. Thank you for always supporting and being there for me in life. And happy recent birthday to you too. Happy birthday. You and Brent share the same birthday. Did you guys know that? You and Brent share the same birthday. And we'll be talking soon, and have a wonderful adventure for your convention that you're going to. And say hello to Ariana Richards for me. Say hello to Laura Prepron for me, and anybody else that I might have interacted with in my history. Thank you very much. I have to respect these questions, but I want to get on with the show. What is your view on Adam Bush? Adam Bush is another actor that's a part of the Dabbleverse world on a show called What Are These Podcasts? He's an actor from Buffy. So that's what they're talking about. What's your view on Adam Bush refusing to answer the yes or no question of did Israel commit a genocide in Gaza? That's up to Adam Bush. Everybody has a different view of what a genocide is. So I'm not here to get on the bad side of anybody again. And I'll be honest with you, I am not perfectly educated to know actually what a genocide is. I haven't done that much research to really understand. Is it a certain number of people that have to die or cleansing? I don't know. I'm not that educated enough to answer that. But all I know is it's wrong. I don't know if it's an actual genocide or this or that, because I don't really know the definition of it, and I need to look that up. That's my apologies. I'm not smart enough at this exact moment to understand that, but it's wrong. That's all I know. I follow my heart. So I don't have any view. But Albino Amigo, thank you so much for the $5. No, I do not support anything. Do you support Shuli's statements that he hopes Israel turns Gaza into a parking lot? TSN Teddy, I do not know if he said that, so I'm not going to support or deny anything. So appreciate you guys' comments. Let's keep it conspiracy oriented or alien oriented. But I appreciate the support. Why is your head cocked to a side like a German Shepherd who can't understand what someone is saying? Okay, we got insults now. But I sleep on my side. I definitely have a crinked neck. I sleep on this side, so it always crinks to the left. I put so much pressure on it, so my neck is probably turning to the left. And I walk like Danny DeVito like a penguin from Danny DeVito. Thank you, Handyman Guillermo, for the $5. Big Daddy Dodo, it's in the basement of the Science Building. I don't know what we're talking about. But thank you for the $2. Are you a werewolf? You look like a werewolf. No, I think I'm a vampire. I sleep all night. I stay up all night, sleep all day. I think I'm a vampire. And we got Stuttering John. Thank you, Eugene Ostermiller. Hey, Mikey, what do you think of He-Man? Loved it. I have not watched it yet. But since this is an alien type of show, He-Man is an alien from another universe. So I definitely want to see the characters, Man-at-Arms and all of them. And I definitely want to watch the movie. I heard it tanked. It didn't do so well. But you can't judge a movie till a few years later. But they should have made it for adult audiences, because I heard only 11% of the people that went to see He-Man, Masters of the Universe, was kids. So it's only parents that remember He-Man for the most part. So they should have made it more adult-oriented, like the Batman movies went dark. They could have done that. But I heard Jeremy Leto's Skeletor is decent and fun to watch, although it's only a voice performance. Maybe he had a suit on and he did animation. I don't know. But thank you, Larry Kwartowicz. Appreciate you, brother. I'll be seeing you at the Circle Drive-In later this summer. I'm not going. I had to cancel. I got health issues. I'm not even going to be able to see a doctor to get allowed to travel. So I canceled that. I hope you saw it on my platforms. They replaced me with the other actor from Salute Shorts, Danny Cooksey. He's able to go there and be healthier and all that other stuff because I just can't do it, man. I had a mini stroke the last time I went, so they replaced me. So you're not going to be able to meet me there, brother. But you can buy some merchandise or some autographs online. And if you're ever in LA, maybe I'll be doing some local things while I try to get a little bit healthier with Medicare coverage from the government. I can't even seem to get an appointment. Can you ask Mike Morse why he's afraid of Rick and his props, a prop off? I do not know Mike Morse, but I will ask him that if I ever meet him. Thank you, RTT3-81, for the $5. Big Daddy Dodo, John Kira Cedric, I love her. Johnny Knoxville. Are you guys trying to make me the new Stuttering John? Oh, my goodness gracious. We got a lot of people supporting and asking questions, man. I'm just going to say it warms my heart. We hit my goal, I believe, already of 20 super chats. So the rest of the show is going to be no filtered, but in terms of conspiracies. John Kira Cedric, I love her. I love Jaws and Kira Cedric. Okay, they're making fun of my list now. Can you say John Kira Sedgwick? There you go. I just did it. Thank you, Florida 49er fan. And Johnny Knoxville and Big Daddy Dodo. Joey Catalano for president. He's another character in the Dabbleverse. And good luck. He's trying to run for president. Joey Catalano. Wish him well, everybody. Take down DDT. Thank you for the $2. Do you eat pickles sideways like Joe does? I don't know who we're talking about. I kind of have relish more than I do pickles, but I do enjoy a good pickle. I need to try that watermelon stuff with alcohol and Kool-Aid nowadays that's in the urban ghetto neighborhoods or on Facebook Marketplace or wherever it's at. But I don't really like alcohol too much. But no, I don't think I eat pickles sideways. All right, they're just going to continue to make fun of my list. Seashells by the seashore. There you go. Handy Guillermo surely said Palestine is about real Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. Said Palestine is about as real as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot. Do you agree? Never been to Palestine. I'm sure it's real. I mean, there's people there, so it's real. Is it about as real as the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot? Do you agree? I agree. I believe Bigfoot is real. The Loch Ness Monster, there's all type of creatures in the ocean, but I think that's in a lake. So I'd like to see it. OG Lazy 420, I'm confused. Pro Adam or pro German? I'm pro-life. And I'm not talking abortions or anything. Maybe I am. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm pro-human being. Thank you, OG Lazy 420. Doc Hayden, I told my doctor I broke my arm in 2 places. He said, stop going to those places. That's funny. That's a good joke, finally. I love that. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio Avatar 2. That's funny. Bits and pieces. That's funny. Mike Morse, Eugene Ostermeiler. I think I'm going to get to the super chats. I'm just going to brush through these really quickly and then get to the show. So if you guys want to send more, I'll definitely answer them later, but I'm just going to rush through this right now. Mike Morris, visited by aliens and anally probed. He really wants them to return. Any tips on how to contact them? I don't know. If you want to contact aliens, I would say go to these places that have a lot of alien sightings and stuff like that. This is a story that I haven't told on other I mean, I've told it on other podcasts, but I have 3 dots in the base of my neck or above my neck. One time I shaved my head and I noticed it. Then I went to the doctor, and I've had multiple surgeries on my body growing up. I'm a miracle baby, and I have 3 dots in the back of my head. And we didn't know what they were from. So I went to the doctor, and they tried to look up my records and all my surgeries, and they're like, nope, nothing on the base of your neck. Like, they're like, what the hell is that? And, then later in life, I started watching the movies and hearing about aliens and stuff like that. And I started to think, like, I've always had visions of some insane shit in my life, that maybe I was visited by aliens or abducted. And again, people will say, oh, you're just crazy, this and that. Now you're claiming to be an alien, person. I'm just saying, where the hell did those 3 dots come from? I don't know. And then I starred in movies that had aliens in them. Evolution. Dude, Where's My Car? The X-Files. I don't know. Some weird shit, y'all. When you put all the levels and the layers on me, some weird shit. But yeah, I don't know where those dots are from. And early on, I was visited in my closet by Jesus. And I explained how Jesus looked to my parents at the time. My mother was still there. And I haven't been to church at that point. And they were like, how the hell do you know? And you're talking to Jesus in a closet. Then I had an experience with a ghost girl. We were playing games and like marbles and all this other stuff. And with this little girl in the apartment building, she ended up dying a year earlier in the bathtub of that apartment. Yet I had an entire friendship. Not an entire long friendship. It was like for 3 or 4 days. And then the manager told me, huh? That girl passed away like a year and a half ago in that apartment, which was kind of next to mine. Some crazy stuff my life has been through. But thank you so much, Doc Hayden and Eugene Ostemiller. Shuli said he can't sleep after the Iran-US MOU. I don't know what that is. I hear you're going on the morning show for... Nope, not any plans. If they want to pay me, my fee is $150 to $200 for an hour show. Thank you, Miss Dead Shark. Big Daddy Dodo, have you ever tried pickle with chamoy? You know what? That chamoy stuff is the Spanish type of dessert. So I really, really like that. And I really, really haven't tried it that much in my life. But I think I tried it one time with fruit. I think on the street vendors, they put chamoy sometimes on like watermelon or mango. And I think it tasted good. I should pick up some chamoy. Thank you, Big Daddy Dodo. Making fun of my lisp again. Shirley Sylvia Swims. Shrieked, Shuli surprised. Johnny Knoxville, will you be on Joe in the Morning tomorrow? No, I do not know about that. So they're lying. Handyman Guillermo, you seem like a good guy. I'm really disappointed. Can't even speak. It sounded like Kevin Brennan when he reads his super chat. You seem like a good guy. I'm really disappointed that Anthony Zenhauser said you look like Rick Steiner after a night in a homeless shelter. I'll take that as a compliment. I think he was a wrestler. And I'm not homeless. So I'm doing very well. And I think I look pretty handsome every once in a while. Maybe not on the day Anthony Zenhauser saw me, but hey. TSN Leroy, there's a lot of TSN people here today. My goodness, I don't know what this is. Opinion on talentless, grifting, hack, Shuli Agar rating your show. Is that what's going on? I don't care. He stole the idea from Melton, but made it worse. Well, I guess that guy Melton is dealing with back issues, which sucks for anybody, even people I don't really agree with or like to entertain. Yeah, that's some serious stuff. And I don't know what rating a show is. Is that watching it? Or I don't know if that brings people to my show, but rate ahead. I know I'll be made fun of constantly, which is fine. I don't like it. but it's freedom of speech. You can do it. And rating brings more people, brings a few more super chats to me to help me to pay my bills and to still be alive. I'm grateful. So Shuli, thank you for rating me. I don't really know that much about you, but appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on here and at least saying hello and trying to live through. There's so much anger in the Dabbleverse. These people just relax. Get away. You have to. I know it's fun. I get it. I watch some of the clips and the videos. I get it. It's fun. It's fun. But man, it gets scary. Get away. Refresh yourselves. Talk about aliens. And we'll get into some other stuff. All right. Let's go back to the main chat for a little bit. And we'll get back to the other stuff at a later time and date. All right. Thank you guys so much for, I guess, hooking a brother up and supporting me with a few bucks here and there. It really does help. And all I can do is say from the bottom of my heart, whether you're making fun of me or asking for some ridiculous opinions that I don't have at the moment, thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope I earned your like and your subscription and your membership. That being said, okay, so we got the movie's Disclosure Day coming out and all this stuff, the UFO files and everything that's going on. A lot of people understand predictive programming. A lot of people in the conspiracy world know what that is. And they basically tell you what's going on in media, in film, in TV, in movies, and other stuff like that. They do that. Why? So they can get away with it. It's sort of like their motto or things they have to live by. They have to show the world what they're doing in order to get away with it and in order for it to be manifested and to happen. So that's what's going on now. And it's been happening for years in movies like Back to the Future. And, you see the two towers explained in there. And there's a lot of references to a lot of different things in various movies. With the Charlie Kirk assassination, the movie Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage and all that other stuff. So predictive programming has been happening for years. And it's still happening to this day. Within the recent, let's call it 4 years, all of a sudden we had a lot of space movies, a lot of alien movies, a lot of alien sightings, a lot of UFO sightings in the past, let's call it 5 years. Why are they doing that? They are trying to brainwash us all about something that is coming, or they're going to make it happen. Whether it's a psyop or something they're doing to control the masses, something is happening. Okay? Does that mean aliens are real, this or that? I don't know. There's so many questions. But according to all the revelations throughout the history, there are only 4 known alien species. And now let's talk about some of these species, because one of them was just in the news with Donald Trump. So let me see if I can get this on screen. And I hope you all can read it, even though I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger. But here are apparently the only 4 known alien species that we have found, or they think is real. All right. In UFOlogy and pop culture, claims frequently point to 4 primarily widely discussed archetypal alien species. I am so dry mouth, man. Please forgive me. I am always dry mouth. Saliva and everything comes out of my mouth constantly. So I always have to drink water and wipe my mouth. All right. In UFO pop culture, archetypal alien species. Here are the 4 that are known or recognized. The Greys. If you don't know what the Greys are, these are the aliens like from movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind with the long neck. They got the wide eyes and they're gray. They are the most widely recognized alien species in TV and film, such as, Close Encounters of the Third Kind and other stuff like that. It's really interesting. Sorry, I'm just getting the super chat up and people are complaining. You guys can start asking me questions in the live chat now because I had to get through the super chats. Now we're talking about the Greys. So most of you guys know who the Greys are. And the most recognized trope in pop culture, often described as short, about 3 to 4 feet tall, hairless beings with large heads. Are they describing me? Large black almond-shaped eyes and slender limbs. And I'm pretty sure you all know what they look like. I don't think I have to try to find a picture. I don't think I have to try to find a picture. So there, on the bottom of that middle image right here, that would be a gray. That would be a gray. Okay? That is the most well-known species that is around at the moment. And then we have the Nordic humanoids who look remarkably like humans, typically featuring blonde hair, pale skin, and blue eyes. The lore often depicts them as a more benevolent species focused on the well-being and development of humankind. So that is very interesting how they described the Nordics. That is very, very interesting how they describe the Nordics on this one. Why is that so interesting? Well, because just recently, and I hope this video works and we can watch it, and I hope you all can hear it. Oh, what happened to it? I thought we had that video up and running. Maybe if I do that, it'll go. Yeah, I don't want to have to log in while we're doing this stuff. Okay, but there's the Nordic, okay? So let's hope this works. Hopefully we can watch it. It's just not working. Let me get it off screen. Whoops. Sorry about that, y'all. I told you there's going to be a couple of hiccups. Can I even log in? Or am I going to have issues? Yeah, like everything. It's not going to work correctly at this moment. Okay. Doesn't matter. So this was recently put online that this Nordic character, we all know it's AI, or do we? But there's them with Donald Trump, the Nordic characters. There's Donald Trump with the Nordic characters that just came out recently. And there's a video of this man saying, "Prepare, world, prepare. We are coming. All will be disclosed." And this happened right around the time the movie Disclosure Day came out. So sometimes they do it for movie press and releases and all that other stuff. But this goes along with what they're trying to achieve, whether it be Project Bluebeam, the alien technology. They want us all to be talking about aliens, no matter what, no matter what. And Thank you for saying I look hot. I appreciate that because I am hot. The air conditioner barely works. But have a beautiful day. So this alien species, the Nordics, has apparently revealed themselves to Donald Trump and the world. And it's fascinating. Again, nowadays with AI, all we can do and say is it's AI. It's all AI. It's all AI. But again, the lore of the Nordics have been around for quite some time. Again, they are often described as 6 to 7 foot tall humanoids who look remarkably like humans. And now, and I'm just putting two and two things together at this exact moment. It doesn't mean anything. But the Nordics are probably from Greenland or around that area. Donald Trump is trying to get Greenland. He's trying to control Greenland. He said in multiple press conferences, it's all about Greenland and Iceland and up in that area. It's all about Greenland and Iceland. What? The alien species, the Nordics, all of these other people? It's pretty interesting, right? So, are we preparing for an alien invasion? An alien disclosure day? Are they going to do Project Bluebeam? Are they going to create a war between the aliens and we're involved? Are they going to create martial law? I don't know. I don't have the answers. But I'm just saying something's going on. Whether it's all AI or not, they're coming out with the UFO files, the this and the that. Where are aliens from? Are they from space? Are they from inner Earth? You know, down below? Anything that pops up down below is a good thing. That's probably my size. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Thought it was a funny joke. It's pretty interesting, man, all of this stuff. This is why I like it, and I'm really into all this stuff. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. I don't have all the answers, but I love this stuff. I'm a big fan of the X-Files and all that, and this lore has been around for years. And the reason why this Nordic appearance is very interesting to me, is it the bad guy? It's common sense. What's up, Gypsy Magi? What's up, Brent? Trying to see some comments. Is that the bad guy from the Time Machine movie? It might be, but look at that outfit. Some might confuse it with Russian. And we have issues with Russia. Again, it's insane stuff. But the reason why I mentioned Dude, Where's My Aliens in this podcast was because now after I watched this possibly AI Nordic video of them meeting with Donald Trump, I remembered on many stories and on shows like Art Bell, I remember hearing Art Bell talk about aliens and how the Nordics or an alien species contacted the military, and they had a meeting in San Diego with the top military brass. And I heard it was the Nordics. This is a story from many, many years ago on Art Bell and other entities like the Y Files. They talked about it and stuff like that. And now this coming out, the Nordics, at the same time the UFO files were supposedly released, it might all be a distraction for Epstein. I get it. There's too many theories. We can't go through them all. But this fascinated me because then I started thinking about my movie that I was in called Dude, Where's My Car? And that movie had aliens. And we saved the world from an alien species. And look at the aliens in Dude, Where's My Car? Did the writers and creators of Dude, Where's My Car, they called them Swedish in the movie. Oh, we're from Sweden. We're aliens from Sweden. We come to the planet. They were referencing the Nordics in Dude, Where's My Car? That's who they're referencing, is the freaking Nordics. And I'm like, wow. I never put all of it together. They're referencing the Nordics in the two characters in Dude, Where's My Car? So that's the storyline of the aliens of the Nordics. And then in Dude, Where's My Car, they also had the hot ass alien chicks that went chowed down on some damn lollipops or ice pops. They can give one hell of a BJ, those alien girls from Dude, Where's My Car. What up, number one pun? Good to see you. Art Bell was definitely cool. Christy Castillo, what's up, girl? Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate seeing all of my amazing online friends on here. That's really nice of you. Erling Haaland, 6'5". Google him if you don't know him, from Norway. Yeah, so, and a lot of us in the religious world as well think that, like God is going to have a resurrection or Jesus is coming back. Is it through the aliens? There's so many interesting things. And I guess in this picture, let me bring this picture up. They're kind of referencing Donald Trump, that he's possibly a Nordic. Donald the Nordic. He was born on 14th of June, 1946, age 78, Nordic alien, blue, 6'3", whatever. They're trying to compare Donald Trump to the Nords. That was pretty funny. You're amazing as well. I appreciate you and all your words. Every time I get a message from you, you know how much I appreciate you, Jessica. Don is pretty tall. Yeah. Pretty interesting. Did you guys all get reference to that book that was written about the Trumps or about his son? I forgot his son's name, but they think that his son is going to be the last Trump to be the president. It's pretty interesting stuff. I'm blanking on his son's name. Forgive me. But there's a book that they're time travelers or they're aliens, that the Trumps are. But let's go back to, now we've discussed the Greys a little bit. We've discussed the 4 alien species that are known to most circles. Recent claims by former CIA-funded research and intelligence insiders suggest that the U.S. government has recovered bodies from 4 distinct extraterrestrial species. While these claims lack verified scientific proof, they dominate modern UFO lore, and including the 4 archetypes of the well-known aliens that we're talking about. The Greys, we went over a little bit. The Nordics, we just went into a little bit of detail with that. Then there are the so-called reptilians. That's right. I call the Democrats, if you want to talk about politics, I call the Democrats the Democrats, because they follow the cabal, Satanism and all that other stuff. So I call them the Democrats, not the Democrats, the Democrats. Then the Republicans, they're all about money and this and that, and they don't really care about anybody. And I call them the Reptilicans instead of the Republicans. Make that make sense, but it sounds good to me. But the reptilians is a reptile-like being that walks upright, ranging from 6 to 7 feet tall. They are commonly described in conspiracy and UFO literature as having scaly lizard skin. So these are the references that we've heard to lizard people in movies like They Live, one of those great movies. I think in that movie that featured Roddy Piper, rest in peace, had one of the best action fight scenes I've ever seen in my freaking life. And just the simple act of putting on sunglasses and showing you the true world, movies like that created movies like The Matrix. I'm going to show you the real world. So They Live is a documentary, and they're probably showing reptilians in that movie, just in a different faction. But we've heard multiple stories for many years about reptilians. And there's a lot of new stories coming out about people being around lizard people. There's also tunnels in downtown LA where I'm from. I'm not from downtown LA, but the area of Los Angeles and San Fernando Valley, there's tunnels that there was believed to live these lizard reptilian creatures. Reptile humans, that's right. Definitely right. Right side, left side, same bird. Yes, yes. Politics, fucking ridiculous. All those Shuli people need to get off of politics. It's just stupid stuff. Israel versus this and that, whatever. They're all evil. Everybody's evil. Reptilians is a fascinating creature that's been around and in stories for years. There's caveman like artwork of these creatures. So you got to believe they're real. Are they living underground? Or are they going to be featured in the new Spider-Man movie? I don't know. One of them was featured in Spider Noir, that TV series that came out with Nicolas Cage. I watched that. It was entertaining. Wasn't the best, but I enjoyed watching it. Reptilians, again, there's a lot of stories about them for many, many years. Now, just recently, besides the Nordic stories and the gray stories of, taking people into their spaceship, the Greys take people into their spaceships and they do bad things to their bunghole. Then the Nordics apparently work with governments like Donald Trump and in San Diego and have meetings with our top brass military. Then the reptilians live underground and they feed, what do they feed off of? I don't know. They are described in conspiracy and UFO literature as having scaly lizard-like skin, long tails, sometimes being involved in the manipulation of human societies, manipulating themselves, looking different, and manipulating how we go about our daily functions. Now, there's another fourth alien species that is being talked about a lot more nowadays since the UFO files and all this other stuff is happening. I didn't hear much about this species growing up until the last month or two. They're called the insectoids. The insectoids. Let's get a quick look at what the insectoids possibly look like. Hopefully that picture will come up again that I saw earlier that looked kind of cool. Where is it? All right, I guess it's this one. This is the Nordics. I don't want to press anything and make it bigger. I don't want to mess with my computer. These are the Nordics. This guy is a reptilian. There's a gray, and this is an insectoid. This is an insectoid. It looks like a praying mantis. Okay? It looks like a praying mantis. Now, I've been seeing stories about people sleeping with these, them changing into a praying mantis, into an insectoid, live in front of them in the bed, and other places like that from celebrities. So I'm freaking the fuck out. Let's be honest. Here's what insectoids are. Extraterrestrial beings that resemble giant praying mantises, standing up to 7 to 8 feet tall in abduction and contact lore. They are sometimes described as, this is fascinating, as overseers or supervisors who work alongside the Greys during experiments. Fuck. So are all these species, are they at war like our politics, or are they all working together? I'm going to start asking you guys. I want to see your answers. What's going on? When I heard the word, they were called insectoids, I started thinking about Transformers, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's go get some Transformers. I could only afford GoBots back in the days, or my family did, but I eventually got a couple. But insectoid sounds really, really cool. I think they should make some toys. The government needs to hone in on merchandise during disclosure days and whatever the hell is going on. They need to make some merchandise and sell it. They need to make some insectoid transformers. The Nephilim is definitely real. So you think these creatures are the Nephilim? I don't know. I want to run for the hills. I think they're all evil. I'm not a Transformer fan. Would you care to be featured on the Transverse? I already was. I went on the LaTanya Vegas and Andrea show before they did all their little controversial things at Hackamania. But I was already on that show, and I'm just happy they're creating and doing podcasts and trying to make a name for themselves. So this is very fascinating to me, y'all. And that Nordic stuff, I'm thinking to myself, like, what are they planning? Like, what are they planning, you know? Like, what the hell are they planning? And then why all of a sudden are pictures of Donald Trump with supposedly Nordic people coming out and all that other stuff? And I mean, the wild alien theories behind the image of Trump, viral videos. I don't know the end game. It's all fascinating to me, y'all. It's all fascinating to me. All right, let's look at some other rumors real quickly because it keeps giving me new AI information. The Nordic photos, the images surfaced online in June 2026, leading to a frenzy of internet conspiracy theories. Some users falsely claimed the photo was briefly published and then quickly scrubbed from the internet. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When not that I believe in, I didn't really know too much about the Nordics. I really haven't been following alien stuff for a good while, even though I did at many points in my life. I get into all the other conspiracies a little bit more than the alien stuff nowadays, because I don't think space is real. I'm at that point where, like, I don't understand what space is, because we have different spaces, because they call it outer space. And then for many years, even though we went to the moon, supposedly, they were saying, even astronauts and Obama in the White House, people were saying in videos, and you can find it, we've never been beyond low Earth orbit. I would consider the moon beyond low Earth orbit, but maybe that's how they get away with by saying we've never been beyond low Earth orbit, because the moon is in Earth's orbit. It's what creates the Earth's orbit. So I guess they still call the moon low Earth orbit. But I was watching those videos where they were saying we've never been beyond low Earth orbit. And I was thinking, what the fuck y'all talking about? We've been to the moon. That's high Earth orbit. You know, if you want to specify low Earth orbit and high Earth orbit or medium Earth orbit, the moon would definitely be in high Earth orbit. So why the hell are the actual astronauts saying we've never been beyond low Earth orbit? Makes some damn sense to me. And you could see that in multiple videos. And even the new Artemis mission, even those astronauts said, we've never been beyond low Earth orbit, and we're finally going to go there. And we're going to fly around the moon and come back and take pretty pictures. It's all confusing to me. I don't know what space is. There's an outer space, and we're living in space, meaning we're at the medium level. Then there's outer space. So there's got to be an inner space. There's an inner space in your body. So there should be an inner space on Earth. Remember that movie? That was a good fucking movie, Inner Space. I remember that. It was a good fucking movie. Man, I need to watch that movie again. Inner Space is a great movie with Martin Short. And there's a documentary about Martin Short that just came out that I want to watch. But Inner Space. So what is it? I don't believe in space. I don't know what it is. I don't believe in NASA. I don't believe in SpaceX. I don't believe in none of this shit. I don't even believe in the ISS. How come we don't have video footage or pictures of the ISS being built? Think about that shit for a second. The International Space Station. Oh, it's up there. I promise you, Michael. How come we don't got no pictures of it being built? When did they start building it? In the 80s? The late 80s? After the movie Space Camp came out? When in the movie Space Camp, they had oxygen tanks available? Yeah. We don't have any footage of them building the ISS. All right, let me get to one of these last questions about the Dabbleverse and those bad people. Chide Norm says, are you really the reason Mike isn't doing shows? I'm Mike, and I'm doing shows. If you're talking about the Red Bar Radio guy, I think he's sick. I think he's sick. There's the not conspiracy, but there's the internet lore, because back in the days, somebody was attempting to go after Mike for defamation or whatever the case was. And I, not that I was involved in it, but I was asked for some evidence and if I wanted to be a part of the suit and all that other stuff when I was having a really bad time with, you know, the stuff that they were doing that, in my opinion, could be considered harassment at a really high level because it involved doxing and other stuff. And it was just bad. But yeah, I don't know what happened with that lawsuit. I just gave some information, talked to a lawyer or two back in the days, and I don't know what happened. I found out he was injured, and I hope he's okay. You don't want anybody to be sick or whatever. You don't want it, no matter how bad you think they've been to you. I don't wish death on anybody. So for his fans' sake, I hope he's able to do video live streams again, but I don't know what happened. If he did have a lawsuit against him, I do not know. I didn't go forward with it. I really wasn't a part of it. Technically, I was a little bit with some information, but no, it was with another comedian girl that he went after. So there's that. I hope I answered all your questions. All right. Fact checked. Some users falsely claim the photo was published and then quickly scrubbed from the internet. Like, the photos look pretty damn cool to me. And I know AI is producing some really good stuff. Let me put it back on the regular chat. Investigations by journalists and digital experts confirmed the images were entirely fabricated. Experts? Really? Okay. By AI software rather than actual photographs. Are we supposed to believe everything they tell us? Come on, guys. Come on. Prior context, the term Nordic aliens has been a staple in UFOlogy for decades, often referring to a fictional, benevolent extraterrestrial race that resembles tall Scandinavians. I don't know. Some interesting stuff, y'all. So what do you think? Now, let's do a chat portion of this. Let's do a chat portion of this. All right, how do I get this off screen? So, have you guys had any experience with any of, let's be honest, have you had any experiences of seeing UFO images or feelings or possibly seeing some of these creatures? And I just watched a couple of celebrities talk about how possibly some of these insectoids revealed themselves right after sex. You know, maybe they were in an intimate moment and the alien species, whatever one it was, wanted to reveal themselves to their human partner. So they did. And I heard a couple of celebrity stories. Man, I should have wrote it down. That's what I need to do. I need to be more professional. When I watch these things and I want to talk about it on a podcast, I need to make a little note on my phone or in a notepad of who the person is, where the story is, or where we could watch it. I'm definitely trying to learn how to be a little bit more productive and better at some of this stuff. If I want to be a podcaster, I need to be more intelligent. I need to have some facts. I need to do some better stuff all around. So I'm yelling at myself and I'm beating myself up because I want to be better, but I just struggle. But yeah, there's stories online from a couple of celebrities that they were in a romantic relationship and that their alien species revealed themselves to them. And I'm like, whether it's real or not, us actors or celebrities or whatever you want to call us, we're all a little bit crazy. I mean, you know, and maybe these stories are fake, but they happen to some of us in our heads, or it was a story that was revealed to be truthful in our brains. I don't know. But I want to know if you guys had any UFO sightings or anything like that from your recollection, because this is really interesting to me. And Chide Norm says a vacuum requires a barrier. Yeah, they keep calling space a vacuum, right? And if it's a vacuum, I don't know how the metal in the International Space Station is constantly still there with all the pressure. And apparently there's more pressure under the sea. Under the sea. Under the sea. Apparently there's more pressure under the sea than there is in outer space. So I don't know. I just don't know what's real or fake. I just question everything. I don't believe the Earth is the way they tell us. I don't think it's a perfectly spinning ball with the moon spinning around us, spinning around the sun around us, and us spinning in space 1,000,000 miles a minute in the galaxy. And then they can't even explain gravity. Again, I'm not saying they're wrong, but my gut is normally right. 85% of this space shit is nonsense. And again, if you want to believe in the Bible, we live under a dome. And remember the movie The Truman Show, where all was revealed that he lived under a dome in constant surveillance. It's like the Matrix. We're not being told the truth of this world. And I don't care how much you believe in the scientists or the astronauts or the governmental organizations called NASA or Japan NASA or all the 1800 scientists. We're living in the book of Revelations, if you believe in the Bible, and all is being revealed. Maybe we're at the end times, maybe we're not. Maybe we are the 5th alien species. We just mentioned 4 of them, and they're all on Earth. So we'd be the 5th element. We'd be the 5th species. You get it? We're calling everybody else aliens when we're probably the fucking aliens. They might have created this world as an experiment. Maybe the Greys, maybe the reptilians, maybe all of them combined were one giant experiment under a dome in a fucking test tube. They wanted to see if they could create intelligent life. Or maybe we're the ants of intelligent life. And they want to see what we're going to do. How we're going to do it. It's all a little fucking puzzle. We might be the experiment. And our gods and or Egyptians of how the pyramids were made could be from the species that created us. They helped us build some shit. And there's been a lot of theories about the pyramids being electricity outlets to harness the electrical feelings in the outlets of the world. And we are all surrounded by energy and electricity. Again, we can get into the Tesla, the people that created cars that run on water, you can get energy just from the air. You know, for light bulbs and this and that and TVs, you can get as much energy as you want from the air. And then the governments come in and they kill the people that create these machines to harness the energy. I think it's all real. I think time travel's real. But I don't know if we're not in a simulation. We don't know. We have good-ass simulations on computers nowadays. So when you think about it, she knows her stuff. She said the book of Revelations discusses those creatures. I'm sure they do. It's up for interpretation in many different ways by many different people. But I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you. I'm going to have to read some of this stuff again and get knowledgeable and interpret it at my wisdom of my 51 years on this earth. If it is earth or it's a test tube. It's fascinating to me, all of this stuff. Simulation is very, very possible, even probable. Yes. And I watch all those videos as well, because if we can create simulations and AI is now been created, and AI create simulations, the possibilities that we're actually in a simulation are probably like 99%. And don't get me started on Elon Musk. He talked about this simulation theory, that we're probably in a simulation. It's all fascinating. I mean, we're all made of energy and like radio waves and stuff like that. And you got to think about it like, and what is God? Could God be a computer? Could God be a simulation? You know, they say follow the light. Again, I'm not trying to make anybody that believes in the Bible and anything else, I'm not trying to shy away from the stories that are told to us in a book, but I have different thoughts of like what God is or who Jesus is. I just have many differing thoughts. At the end of the day, I have no problems with religion. If it helps save your life, and it saved my life in many, many instances, because I do believe in an almighty being, whether his name is Jesus, some people would say Allah, you know, like whatever. I don't know, but it's something we all need. And this society has went to shit because we don't follow in all fear. We're not all fearing human beings that are following an all fearing God. You know, now there's porn, there's this, that, everything to corrupt everybody. And I've been corrupted. Of course I have. But like, it's too prominent nowadays. All of this evil and bad stuff. And it seeped its way into like 90% of the TV shows, 90% of the movies, the politics, and everybody's dividing each other. They're all at war against each other. It's a scary freaking world. Scary freaking world. I don't have a call-in part of the show. And I wasn't sending out links for this episode because I knew I was going to talk a lot. And I just wanted to talk a lot. But appreciate you, Jake, on Bashcone. This is interesting. Chide Gnomes. Simulation also proves God made us. A simulation requires a coder. I think that's why The Matrix did become my freaking favorite movie of all time. You know, it meant so much to me when I saw it in 1999. Say that backwards, 666. Interesting stuff, y'all. Interesting stuff. Now, let's see. Here's the actual UFO files page from the government. So here's the funny thing about this, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Here it is, vault.fbi.gov UFO. All right. So before doing this show or this episode, I logged in to my Chrome account. And then I went to this site to get it ready to hopefully look at some stuff while we're doing the show. But I immediately noticed it started downloading a bunch of files before I even asked it to. And then I started to realize this is an FBI website. They're all data aggregating. That's what they're fucking doing. The Epstein files, they're data aggregating. Whether they're putting files on there, and the files are of an enormity that you couldn't even believe for the Epstein files and for the UFO documents. They're trying to confuse us. They're also trying to record data on us. So I noticed when I logged into this site, a bunch of little sensors and things started to pop up on my computer. And I'm like, these motherfuckers. Everything is about data nowadays, and collecting our data and selling it and storing it and putting on data systems and hard drives and all that, because this would also, in a weird way, kind of prove we're probably in a simulation. Because why is data so important about how we think, what sites we go to, this and that? Because they can paint a picture of who we are. They're reading our brains. They're trying to understand philosophy. They're getting closer to the God code. That's why data is so important, especially for these big institutions. The more data we create, the more energy we use, but the more information we have to scientifically break the formulas of maybe time travel if it's not invented, or the Bible code, or anything else, or we get closer to God or whatever entity he is, because they are the person that created this world's code or this world's simulation. So we're all being proven that, honestly, beyond living beings, we are all data. That's all we are. In our history, we believed we were living human beings and breathing. Now, that's not important. What's important is the data. The data to sell you things, to advertise, but also to find out what we're made of and how our brain and synapses really work. Are we a computer? Are we a simulation? Is there a God? Is there a creator? They're now trying to answer those questions with data. They did the science part. They did the body manipulation part, the cutting of brains. Now they're using data. They're at a point that they can't get past, whoever these people are. So now data is the new commodity of the frickin' world. And now we got Jacob chiming in with the GATE program. I believe I was a part of that. I had voice inflections and problems. I used to go to a room 2 times a week for speech therapy. I went to a room for speech therapy. I'd have to do my S's, R. I'd have to do my tongue. But on multiple occasions, they made me drink this like fucking milky substance. It's like green milky substance. And they said, it's going to help with your throat, your inflections, because I have a saliva issue. And they're like, this will get your mouth ready and your pores to speak. And then they would give me tests. And I remembered it because I saw it in the movie The Ghostbusters, where the guy was holding up cards of like a star and a circle, and he was having people guess, and then he'd give them a shock in the movie Ghostbusters. And I was in school around this time. I remember I went in, I did hearing test. They did card test. They did memory test with me. Like all of these fucking things. Then they drew blood. They gave me shots. Maybe that's where the 3 dots in the back of my head come from. I might have been a part of the GATE program. And then right after that, right after these interactions, all of a sudden, hey, they're filming the movie The Goonies Part 2. Michael, we want you to audition. Come into the principal's office. We have a casting director or somebody like that that's working on The Goonies Part 2. And they wanna meet you. So I went to my elementary school's like principal's office, and I met with this lady. Then she was asking me all these questions about my family, where I live, and if I wanted to be an actor, if I liked the movie The Goonies, and this and that. And then she started to ask me questions about the movie, and I told her all the scenes because it was one of my favorite movies. And then she goes, "Okay, well, so I'm gonna get somebody to get in touch with you." About that. And then I got in touch with somebody. Hey, do you want to be an actor? We got these acting classes and we got this other stuff. And that's when I started to become an actor. This is right around the time where I did the musical in my school with Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. Like all of this happened around those days. So it's just, I don't know if I can correlate the two or not, but I'm just saying, like, I believe the GATE program, I think I was a part of it a little bit. I have an overactive brain or something. So they wanted to recruit me. Maybe that's why I was an actor, and then I got famous around that time, why casting directors, started to come see me. I performed the play in front of the White House. I mean, technically, that's how I became an actor. But still, there was a lot of little instances that make me think maybe I was on their radar. Maybe I was on their radar. Not their gaydar, their radar. So it's very, very interesting to me, because nowadays all I have to live off or I think about is my memories and my past. because unfortunately I feel like there's no future sometimes, and I'm not doing so well health-wise. But like, I am a very, very interesting soul. I have a manic personality. I have an overactive brain. I'm a little bit weird, a little bit wild. So maybe I am an alien. Maybe I am a vampire. But I believe in all this stuff. And the GATE program, I think I was a part of it a little bit at one point in time, somehow, some way. I was on their radar. What do you think DNA is? Is it real? Is data? That's right. When they revealed DNA, when did they find out DNA officially? Like in the 90s? Isn't it funny? And I'm just going to throw this out there. Thank you for your reference, Josh from Jersey. Isn't it funny how out of nowhere they found new scripts from the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament. Now we found the Dead Sea Scrolls of the Bible. And then all of a sudden, for years, we thought we were built one way. Then all of a sudden, in the 90s, when computer technology came around, all of a sudden we discovered DNA. So when computers were getting bigger and better in the 80s, then all of a sudden, around that time, we discovered DNA, a data, a code in our body with a computer. A computer found the code of a computer in our body. Computer, so it probably means we're all computers or we're all code. It's fucking fascinating. It's fascinating. You brought up a very good point, my dude. So let's just quickly take a look at some of these UFO documents, right? Let's go to the homepage. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my computer too much. But here's the homepage, okay? Now let's browse the files. A to Z index. Oh, I guess you can browse them in different ways. Okay. Freedom of information. Candace Owens is doing a lot of those. All right, let's write insectoids. Insectoids. Let's just see if they have anything on insectoids. 0 results matching my search on the UFO files. Okay, let's write the grays. 0 items. Maybe if we put the grays. Okay, there we go. Black Panther Party. No, he took me to a Black Panther party. That's from Forrest Gump. Is this a Black Panther party? You and your Black Panthers. All right, let's read what Machine Gun Kelly. The fuck is he here? George Machine Gun Kelly Barnes. What? 1895 to 1954 was a notorious criminal. Is that why the artist calls himself Machine Gun Kelly? During the gangster era. This release covers the investigation of the Charles Urschel kidnapping and the result case of then Alcatraz escape. Where do they say the word the grays? I should probably just click on one and see what it does. But I'm afraid. So you got to download the PDF files. And isn't it funny how they're called PDF files? And this is to distract you from the Epstein files. And these documents are called PDFs that you have to download. There's so many freaking pages. I'm just going to go back. I can do this at another time. It's not really fun to just do this and waste people's time. But I'm going to see if I can look at a couple of those pictures that I had on the screen before. All right. Apparently, this is some list of UFO Part 1 and Part 2. Okay, this is one of the first UFO files that is listed on the website. UFO Part 1, Section 1. Oh my God, it's hard AF to read. So you got to download it and zoom in, or they let you zoom in on the app. Okay. They let you zoom in on the app. See, does it add more data? It's adding something else. Like, what the hell? And you got to wait for all of them to download while it's doing data or downloading data to your system. It's ridiculous. But man, if there's some investigative journalist out there doing God's work, did you notice we didn't hear much about the UFO files on social media streamers as we did with the Epstein files? We didn't see a bunch of YouTube videos or whatever talking about the UFO files in each individual instance or sighting. We got a few of them, but not a lot. Not as much as the Epstein files. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Goodness gracious. Where's my screen? What's up, Brent Mania? You've been in the chat for a while. I know you have been. Good to see you. Try insects. There's a lot of things I need to try. But it gets boring just writing things in there constantly. I should write DonkeyLips, see if I'm in the UFO files or MichaelRayBower. And you know what? Let me do that. So there's the chronological orders. 9/11. And what does 9/11 have to do with UFO files? What does 9/11 have to do with UFO files? Huh? You guys remember seeing orbs at 9/11? I do. The video footage that I remember watching a few years back, maybe it's been scrubbed, is I remember seeing orbs. Maybe they created the holograms of the planes. While on top of that, they blew everything up and they used direct energy weapons to turn the metal into dust. So people are saying, which one is it? Is it the terrorist with the knife? Is it the planes? Is it the orbs? Is it this? It's all of the above, possibly. This was a coordinated event. It's all fascinating to me, man. Like my boy Sam Tripoli even said about everything in politics revolves around the Epstein files, that everything revolves around that. I'm going to say the same thing about the UFO files. Everything in our world and everything we're going through is manipulated by these alien species or these UFOs. They're controlling us. It's just very, very fascinating. All right, I'm going to write MichaelRayBower or MichaelRayBower. I know I'm not in there. I should do that on the Epstein files. I'm pretty sure I'm not in there. I don't think I've done anything. Oh, something came up for MichaelRayBower. I'm freaked out, y'all. Is it just the word Michael or MichaelRayBower? Do you have to all keep it one word for it to find that specific instant? Let me see if I write Bauer, if those files came up again. Yeah, it looks like animal mutilation. What the hell? The Machine Gun Kelly again comes up. But I'm not seeing anything written about Bauer. Maybe it's in the actual files with the last name Bauer. Click on number 5, see what that does. Files are so big, man. They just take so much time to download, and I'd have to look for my name. I wish there would be a better reference point to the name Bauer or Michael or whichever one was in there. But there's been a lot of people named Bauer. We even got Vecna from Stranger Things with my cousin, Jamie. I don't know if he's my cousin. I'm just saying that. Jamie Campbell Bauer is Vecna in Stranger Things. That's pretty awesome. So my last name is kind of popular. Then we got another actor named Michael Bowen. Sounds like MichaelRayBower. All right, I'm going to get this off screen, y'all. If you guys want to do more with that, let me know. But I want to check out some chat stuff for a little bit. I want to respect you guys as best as possible. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel. And if you guys want to super chat some questions, again, I wouldn't mind it. I made a few bucks. I'd appreciate it. Here we go. Chide Gnomes. DNA is our individualized subroutine of code that runs our personalized programs within the simulation. See, that's that matrix shit that I'm not smart enough to understand, but I will in time when I read it over 5 times. I like you, Chide Gnomes. You're an egg off of my carton. Sometimes theories are just theories, though. Yeah. But I think it's good for us all to have them. Did you know, do you believe in gravity, Dana? Gravity is a theory. It's not been proven. But yet they make it sound like it's proven when they tell us, oh, the astronauts have gravity on Earth. And when they're in space, they have no gravity. But they can't even prove it. So gravity is a theory. So all theories should be believed. Because if they want us to believe in gravity, where's the facts? Child Gnomes, actually theories are just theories. They just want theories. If they were proven, they wouldn't be theories anymore. Correct. Correct. But again, even if, sometimes nowadays, even if we prove, in our opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, a theory, and there's a lot of evidence to point to that theory being the actual result, the mainstream world denies it, calls us crazy conspiracy theorists, and then the rest of the world goes along with them, and now we're labeled crazy and a conspiracy theorist. So they're basically telling you guys, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. So they're telling us not to even come up with our own theories. It's wrong. It's against the law. How dare you try to find facts? Our theory, our working theory, is just that, a working theory. But when the government tells you, now it's factual. Now it's governmental factual. Now it's FBI, CIA factual. So that's exactly what happened, because we're the professionals. So we went along with our working theory. Then we got our own evidence, whether we planted it or not. We got our own evidence and we put it there. And now we're sharing that information with the world to discredit your theories that you think you have actual evidence, which is not factual, because now it could be AI. We got, AI that can manipulate everything. But when it comes from us, the trusted governmental source, it's factual and it is no longer a theory because we told you so. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Rapture Cat, even though it's off topic, this kind of goes into like race relations. Any thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony conviction? Man, that's a whirlwind, dude. I can't say anything without sounding either racist or against white people. I can't say anything. But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. All I have to go by is the stories. Somebody lost their fucking life. Somebody got attacked with by a knife and they lost their life. And the families, you know what, dude? I was thinking about this the other day. And I'm not going to toe the line this time. First off, whatever the parents of Carmelo Anthony did, first off, I hated when I found out that name. I thought it was a basketball player. I was like, what the fuck? Carmelo Anthony stabbed somebody and killed somebody? I was thinking it was the basketball player. It's a tragic story, right? But I'm a conspiracy theorist first. And I look at every event like a conspiracy, like a psyop. I try to watch the news, the reports, the fake news, the lies, the this, the that. That's what I try to figure out every time I watch these stories. Again, if it really happened, because I always question it. I'm not saying it did not happen. I'm saying I question everything. That's where my brain is. I'm really fucked up in the head. I don't believe anything or anybody any fucking more. Until I get to a point where I'm like, all the evidence tells me, yeah, it's real. It happened. But did it happen the way they told us? I do not know. But I noticed the parents, and they made the GoFundMe and all this other stuff, and it was another division tactic. It felt like a black and white psyop again that happened again. Black versus white. But this time, instead of, a cop killing a black person that was all in the news, it was now a black young man that killed an outstanding white student, for this altercation. And again, I'm looking at the broad picture of it. I don't have a stance on whether this or that or that. But the parents and all that made a GoFundMe. There was a white girl that got attacked by a migrant right before the migrant ICE riots and stuff. Something about a migrant was telling her stuff or something, and he posted the video. Then she made a GoFundMe, and she got money, for harassment and all that. Now the black family of Carmelo Anthony made a GoFundMe. And then the father of the twins, I forgot the names of the kids that passed away. Please forgive me. But they were twins. And in conspiracies with psyops or false flags or agendas, there's a lot of twins. So if one of them dies or didn't die, you have another one to replace them. You get it? So in a conspiracy world, they have twins sometimes. I'm trying to get my train of thought where I was going. And I've noticed the father went to the press conference of Carmelo Anthony's parents right before the trial when they got a lawyer, to get money for all this stuff. And the victim's father went to that press conference and they kicked him out. They said it was disrespectful for the father of the guy that got killed by Carmelo Anthony. They said it was disrespectful of the father to show up to the press conference. Why? Because the world wants to make it black versus white. But they kicked him out. So I would consider that disrespectful. It's like, what the? He just went on there to support your son. But now, after the verdict came in, and this is where we get into the conspiracy things with all of that subject. Now with the verdict coming in, now we're seeing videos of, black versus white, and why didn't they have black people on the trial, blah, blah, blah. It's still a division tactic, okay? And it's kind of like the killing. My brain is starting to fail on me. In 2020, when we had the race riots, the BLM stuff and all that other stuff. But now, here's what really freaked me out, was now that the verdict has come in for Carmelo Anthony, and the father of the victim was saying and doing all the right things before the trial, during the trial, but he was in the public eye a little bit, and he was talking a lot, but he was saying and doing all the things, that they would say a good Christian man would do. He's even forgiving Carmelo Anthony publicly and stuff like that. So all of that happened, and then the verdict came down. And then now all of a sudden, the father is now bringing race into play, calling them grifters and abusers and attackers, and he's talking a lot of shit about the black race and other stuff like that. So why the change of tone? Why now? Why after the verdict? I think it might be controlled opposition. And I don't really know the truth of it all. But it's like they wanted to make the white people look really good and then have the black people look really bad if this is a psyop. And then all of a sudden, the black person got convicted and they didn't create actual riots in the streets with black people versus white people officially. That now the father, maybe he was told to by his handler, again, this is if it's a psyop and if it's fake. Again, this is speculation. But now the white father is now trying to create more racial tension by now speaking his piece about the race, the black people, the father, the mother, and everybody involved in this stuff. Some people would say he has every right to do that, but then other people could see it as now, he's talking shit about black people, so the black people will get even more mad and they want to fight. Again, it feels really strange to me that all of a sudden he's in the news again, giving all these interviews on all these different channels, talking shit about everybody. And then his grieving process was kind of not realistic. If you watch after the killing, he was in the news maybe a week or two later. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but like his grieving process was really weird. It was kind of like Erica Kirk's, where like all of a sudden you're in the public eye now and trying to make yourself known, showing up to press conferences to get media coverage and stuff like that. It's a little weird. And again, in some circles, a lot of people think the FBI, the CIA, they control all of these events. They might be faked. They might be staged. They might be using masks, Hollywood effects, other things like that. And why twins? Why do they always have twins? In a lot of the Sandy Crook elementary school stuff, there was twins, and they broke down the Sandy Crook school. They tore it down with 5 or 6 different demolition companies that took different parts of the school. They tore that school down like within a month and a half or 2 months later. And it was recently built, probably like 8-9 years earlier. And all of a sudden they tore it down. Oh, we don't want the memories of what happened. Maybe you don't want the evidence that maybe nothing happened to be revealed, of people going into the school, not finding bullet shots. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But they did the same thing to Charlie Kirk's shooting. Charlie Kirk was on the lawn at Utah State College after he got shot. He got shot on a Thursday. Then all of a sudden, they hired a crew on Sunday, God's day, Charlie Kirk's day, a holy day. Sunday, they hired a crew to put pavement and cover over everything and everywhere that Charlie Kirk was. Was that to get rid of evidence? Could they have found bomb or materials from an explosion in the air? Dogs can smell all of this stuff. They did the same thing at 9/11. Sandy Crook School. They tore down the school, replaced it. 9/11, within days, they got rid of the night before. And I wish I had all the evidence to show at a dime, all the things that I've saved or recorded. But the night before 9/11, people gave stories that they remember seeing multiple, like construction trucks around, that takes materials into their big beds, that takes tons of material. Multiple people said around the Twin Towers that they remember seeing multiple of trucks that were never really parked there. The night before, and the day before. Sorry. And then all of a sudden they got rid of all the materials of 9/11, and they shipped some of the metals. If we're in America, they should save some of it for investigations, right? But they didn't. A lot of it went to dust. Remember all the dust that went around everybody? How much dust can be formed with a building exploding that's full of metals and concrete? There wasn't that much dust, but that dust went like a cloud over everybody. Then after the dust settles, then you look at the aerial views of the Twin Towers, and it's like a hole with maybe like 10 feet. Not 10 feet. Yeah, probably like 10 feet of material sticking out. Aluminum rods or steel rods or whatever they were, and some concrete here. And yes, they had a bottom floor where a little bit more material went to. But those two towers were huge. And they had like a 20-foot, basement floor with activity and stuff. But after the towers collapsed, outwardly, you only saw like 8 to 10 feet of material. Did all the material fall for that 15-foot basement or 20-foot basement? Why wasn't it higher? Why wasn't there more material stacked with those two towers? The towers were that big, both of them. Then you got material that's this big? Come on. Where did it go? Was there a weapon turning the materials into dust? Were they testing a weapon at the same time? Remember, people were being heated. They're saying they were being heated by the fires below. They were taking off their shirts, throwing them out the freaking window. They were doing all that stuff. They were jumping to their death, and the fire is like 8 stories below. Or the fire is above them, and they're still jumping. And when you watch it, you could see some of the material turn to ash and turn to dust. And then there was cars around the Twin Towers on the other streets that were burned to a crisp. Cars parked on other streets away from the towers, like 3 streets away, that were turned to dust, like an energy weapon. Maybe the one from Hawaii went there. I'm just saying, they get rid of materials too quickly. So if there's a manipulated event or an agenda, they get rid of the materials very quickly. And that it happened at Sandy Crook School, happened at Charlie Kirk assassination, it happened at 9/11, the two towers, and I think there was another one where it just happened recently. But I'm blanking because I'm talking a lot and my brain is going everywhere. And I want to respect you guys' comments, but I talk so damn much. Yes, Judy Wood. Judy Wood is the one that brings up the direct energy weapons in her book. Thank you, Nicole. Yes, that is she's a great personality, dude. And I remember seeing orbs. I remember seeing orbs. Yeah, in Batman, The Dark Knight, Sandy Crook is circled on the map in one section. Yep. Also, in episode, I think it might be the first season of West Wing. Go watch the first season of West Wing. There's an episode where the president is about to have a meeting with a group, right? They're called the Sandy Hook Township or something like that. They're called the Sandy Hook Township or something like that. And then the president is being told, oh, you got the Sandy Hook people waiting for you. Then the president, played by Martin Sheen, goes, Yeah, I don't want to deal with those people. Those people are crooks. He said something to that effect. And I was like, ah. And this was before that Sandy Hook thing happened. But I can't talk about it much more on this channel because they'll Alex Jones me. They'll come after me for $5 billion for talking about it. And yeah. But I'm thinking about trying something on Rumble in the near future because I got a lot of little videos and clues and things that people have probably not seen that I found on the dark web during these times as a conspiracy theorist. And I want to share some of this stuff with the world. But again, that could get me in a lot of trouble because now we know why they came out after Alex Jones for saying that nobody got injured. Because there was a lot of, and we call it proof, but there was a lot of evidence that maybe nothing happened. But we can't present that evidence without being called a conspiracy theorist or being sued for $5 billion. That's how they get away with things. All right, we got all the Dabbleverse people back again. Frames also removed from network footage. Yes, I have seen that, Sky Daddy. I have definitely seen that. That they've removed frames from multiple things. And man, they can get away with anything nowadays, man. So everybody, now that's why I understand physical media. Save everything you can. If you're a conspiracy theorist, get a hard drive, save everything you can, get any information during the event while they're talking about it, and save it. Because maybe later in life, you become that big ass podcaster that reveals the truth. So appreciate that, Sky Daddy. Emily, thank you for the $2. Love the last name. Is that French? Emily Cheray. Emily Cheray. That's a beautiful name. Would you go on Kevin Brennan's show tomorrow? I'm not interested. I could use the money. I ain't going to lie. And somebody else was saying, hey, you keep talking about this and you have this narrative. You can go on many shows like Who Are These Podcasts and make money. And I'm not interested. It's not a world that I want to live in. The more and more, every time I dabble in it, I realize I don't like it. It's a bunch of negativity. And I beat myself up enough. Please understand, guys, it's not for me. I know I dabbled in it and tried to fool around with it, but I realized, you know what? I'd rather get support financially by just being me in other ways and not kowtowing to insults and stuff like that from people that, for some reason, they don't even want to try to respect me in any manner. So I'm not going to give them that. But I mean, again, I do like that Kevin Brennan created a pilot or a TV show, and he tried to have it become a TV sitcom. And I'm proud of everybody. But a lot of these people, and I don't mean this in a bad way, a lot of these people in the Dabbleverse, they're just doing what they know. And a lot of them, and I hate to use the word failed comedian or failed anything, because I'm definitely then a failed actor. But a lot of these people, they're older in age and their life is different and they're not pursuing their career that much. They've lost maybe loves of their life. They've lost things. Maybe some of them drink a lot. You know, that's their daily routine. They don't see a future in comedy or movies or this or that or whatever they were into. And they want to be a part of the negative world of watching videos online and podcasting to earn a living. But they want to be a part of, at times it feels like tearing people down because they've already been torn down. And I don't really like that. I don't like judging people and using insults against them at every turn in faction. I don't want to create enemies. I want to create friends. I want to create, but in that world, you can't create actual friends. Everybody's out there to make a dollar, to make fun of you, to use you, to get super chats, to build their fan base based off of your fan base. And they all want to mix and mingle, and nothing is real in that world. But it's like funny ass reality internet stuff. A lot of people call it reality internet or reality TV on the internet, like a Jerry Springer talk show. And I can see where people like it. But I'm a very insecure human being. I struggle with confidence and a lot of other things. And I'm at a point in my life where I don't even know if I have a career again. So I could easily become negative and mean and call people, you're a little bitch. You're a little low-cal. You're a fucking loser. You're a liar. It's not how I want to spend my days. I'd rather spend my days alone, trying to pull positivity out of my heart again and have a brighter future and maybe have a comeback into anything entertainment and maybe become a positive, interesting podcaster of conspiracy theories or movies and TV or just being me. That was a long-winded speech, but that's my Dabbleverse speech. If these people want to pay me $250 for an hour to an hour and a half, I will go on a show. But I don't know how involved I will be after being insulted constantly. But there's my long-winded speech. You be you, boo-boo. Aw, we need real ones. Thank you for that. Sandy Crook, I can't. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Look into that. There's a good documentary. It's hard to find, man. It's called We Need to Talk About Sandy Crook. It's not called Sandy Crook. It's called the other one. But watch it online. It's called We Need to Talk About Sandy Crooks. It's a fascinating documentary that goes into some of the stuff that we were talking about. All right. Let's watch it just because I want to do this with you guys. I hope you don't mind. But I wanted to watch it, see if I can watch it. A couple of minutes of me on the Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli. And the world should be full of love. That's right. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. You're right. But unfortunately, I have to put my body to it, and my body gives up a lot, and my brain. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Jess. Love you all. Let's watch a couple of minutes of me on the episode 922 of the episode Assassination of Charlie Kirk with MichaelRayBower. I don't know where we find the video. If this is when they found out he got assassinated live on air or not. We were going to talk about my career and conspiracy theories and some of that other stuff. We didn't get a chance to because we got hijacked by the stuff with Charlie Kirk. But I was hoping to get into some stories about the GATE program, how I became an actor, about Hollywood and some of my experiences. And I hope they said they would have me on another time. I just hit them up the other day. So hopefully that'll happen in the near future. But you guys, you're going to get stories like that on this show, the Happy Alien Podcast, moving forward about my career and my experiences in Hollywood in terms of that world. And you'll get the positive experiences from Mikey's World, that podcast. But this is where we go into some like hidden topics because sometimes this is only where I can be real. Because on the other podcast, I have to be politically correct and stuff like that. But let's watch a couple of minutes. And I haven't watched it yet since it's been online. Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, we're talking about. Okay, so this is where they found out Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Oh, are you guys not able to hear it? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're not able to hear it. I think I needed to do something different. Let me stop it and add it again. I'm sorry about that. I have to add it a different way, right? I have to share the screen and then you can hear it. So my apologies, everybody. Just wanted to watch a couple of minutes of this. What's up, Pesh? Good to see you. Thank you for saying hi. Stay away from the Devilverse, but I know that's how you you make your living. Stop trolling people. The audio is fine. It might not have been. I'm pretty sure it'll work now.
Is very Christian, very white, very conservative.
So is the founding of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me finish the point before you.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you're right.
You got to traumatize them, because once you traumatize them, they're more willing to compromise on their principles.
Let me just see if it sounded like somebody might have came online to be a guest, because I did give it out to a couple of people that I wanted to come on. Nope. Nothing I know of. I wanted to see the point where they actually told Sam Tripoli. I wanted to watch it all back about the assassination.
That they were so like just you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're just so dug in on, right? And you know, that's the same thing with the Vegas shooting. Like, why is the Vegas shooting so specific?
And that sucked, brother.
Well, it's shooting a country music.
You would think that even though you're making all the clips and all that, hopefully you have permission, but it doesn't matter. You would at least think that you would be able to make a couple of dollars out of it, because you're putting in, you know, whether it's good work or bad work, you're putting in the work. So sorry about that, brother.
Music concert, which is one of the strongest proponents of the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
So if you keep traumatizing them, you go, "Hey, you're never gonna be safe. You're never gonna be safe." What?
I saw the video.
Not good.
Oh, dude,
is
you
it
get shot
bad?
in the neck, like, and it's just like,
No way!
Oh wow!
Can we watch?
No way!
I know, dude. No, you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
see
like
it later.
remember that guy that shot himself in the head at that meeting, like that from the '80s, and it was a viral.
Back
video.
in the days, the real shooting of the politician. Remember, he shot himself in the head in the 80s.
Remember, he had that.
I think you should show it.
So
It's like that, bro. It's
Johnny,
a
he's dead. You'd say
I
that?
mean, I don't know how wounds and blood work, but bro, it's like it had to be his carotid artery just got exploded.
Yeah,
Does it show how close the shooter was?
You can't see.
Can't see the
just
shooter.
Somebody's like video
Yeah.
like tight.
Yeah.
It's gross, dude. I sent you a picture of a wider video, but
it's not on.
I
Isn't this on Rumble or
I
other
didn't
things?
bring it up. It was I just looked at it myself because I was scrolling Twitter. And it popped up, but-
So they're all
Oh,
looking
you
at
see
the
the
video
picture?
footage.
The
of
picture's
Charlie
not that
Kirk
bad.
at this
Picture's not
moment. So they left it on me, but I didn't want to pick up my phone and go through it. I wanted to be in the moment.
The video,
that's
that's not from the video. That's from much farther away.
That's not. Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty.
But it's like a river of his neck just exploded. Like
Man, it is.
They said, and we
psyops.
just heard like a minute ago that he's in critical condition at the hospital.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
And just to reiterate what Sam was saying about trying to mess up the base of the Second Amendment, a lot of the shootings happen in Texas where they're gun crazy, and then they're trying to put new laws in Texas. So a lot of these shootings or mass shootings sometimes happen in or around Texas because they're trying to infiltrate that type of
I go. What you're saying?
stuff. It's just really interesting.
100%.
God, I wish I was doing it.
Wow.
Let's see. I
That
wish
is
Utah
so
allows
sad.
anyone 21 or older who isn't prohibited, like a felon, to carry a firearm openly or concealed in public.
So now they're just looking up the stuff. There's so many things that's going to happen in the next couple days.
And Trump too, talking about putting boots on the ground in American cities. I mean, he tweeted after this. I'm just reading his tweet. It says North Carolina and every state needs law and order, and only Republicans will deliver it.
Yeah.
What does that mean to him?
Even though the guy was a Democrat
National Guard
15 years ago. I mean, dude, it's martial law.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Which is scary.
It's totally scary.
Genuinely scary. Not just like
it's time.
They want us to get used with the National Guard. Then they started in Washington. They're trying to brainwash us into getting used. We'll also get used to being in the streets and going against public citizens. It's like that movie V for Vendetta, where the military was asked to basically stop the public, but they didn't want to. They stood down. We're brainwashing our National Guard and our military to fight against our public, whether it be immigrants, whether it be in Washington, for a police state. It's all being brought upon us right now. It is happening. Everything that we're talking about is happening. It's happening slowly, but it's happening.
I totally agree, dude. Like, this is a crazy day.
It's right before 9/11. There's so many things that's going to happen in the next couple days.
And it was obviously towards him because it wasn't like it was a mass shooting.
Let's see if they spin this into some Zionist stuff.
Of course they did.
They shot him because he's pro-Zionist, and then they get that again.
Because it wasn't a mass shooting. Because it was literally a gathering.
Yeah, but TPUSA was infiltrated. Charlie Kirk was infiltrated. He was assassinated. Donald Trump America's been infiltrated. Wow, this is intense, y'all. This is intense, man. All right, I'm going to respect the chat for about 10 to 12 more minutes, and then I'm going to get out of here. It's been a 2.5 hour long, just hanging out podcast, talking about the 4 alien species, the Greys, the Nordics, the reptilians, the insectoids, because we are living through Disclosure Day, and they're putting it all in movies and TV and film, and apparently we had the Miami Mall alien thing that happened recently, a couple years ago. That was all in the news. Then we've had sightings of orbs. I've talked about it on other episodes of my podcast. So what are they revealing to? What is your theory? Do you think it's Project Bluebeam, where they're going to all of a sudden reveal an alien species, and we're all going to join together and or be afraid or come together? Why would they be disclosing aliens now? Is it more psyops? Are we in a simulation? Too many fucking questions. And I know some of you guys have some good theories, so let me know why all of this is happening now. There is a lot of rumors that the world is gonna end in 2030. Yeah, I just want to know your guys' thoughts. So let me read some comments and let me try to get into some topics from there. All right, Pest mentioned he doesn't make any money. Well, I mean, it does suck. That would be the only reason I would want to be in the Dabbleverse or clip making, for that reason, is to actually make money. So if you can't do it, and they don't allow you, that does suck, brother. Whether it's hatred or evil that I call it, you know, everybody deserves to make a couple of dollars. A lot of people like hatred and evil in reality TV. I don't really like it, but I know a few of the people in the Dabbleverse, so I watch the clips every now and then. And that Scarlett Hampton, what's his name, Ethan Ralph shit. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. Two lost souls, man, find each other, and all they do is berate each other, and they both get turned on by it. They both get fucking turned on by it. Oh, you're a this, and you're a that, and you're a pig, and you're a that, and then they buy each other a plane ticket, and then they love each other, and then they possibly allegedly abuse each other, and then they still call each other on the phone at 3:00 in the morning, living the vampire hours. Yeah, F you, but you're still cute. You're my little teddy bear. I still like you, you fucking pig, and I'm going to kill you. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, golly jeepers, Batman. Oh, I know I'm crazy and I'm weird, but man, that is some stuff. But hey, everybody's relationship is their own, and people like what they like. They have their different fetishes. So apparently their fetishes is talking down to each other and being violent or angry toward each other and using everything as a weapon against each other. I don't know. No. And then they still love each other. And then they make money off of each other. So, yeah, that world scares the fuck out of me. Reckoning is talking a lot of shit today's episode, so he gets a timeout again. Hopefully teach him a lesson. I'm trying not to delete people. But Genuine Jess, how are I? How are you? How are I? I'm okay. I'm alive. I have good days. I have bad days. I have a lot more sad and bad days than I do good days. But on the good days, I just got to say thank you, Lord, for making me alien number 12. And we got football coming up. I got a few things to look forward to while I try to make my health available to do anything better than I have been. So I'm blessed in all ways. Yeah, you make a good point. Avoiding the Dabbleverse while discussing these topics. Well, if you mean that I talk about the Dabbleverse, I agree with you there. I shouldn't even talk about it if I'm trying to avoid it. I get you. But if you're saying talking about aliens and stuff like that and trying to avoid the Dabbleverse, that doesn't make sense. I can talk about aliens and avoid the Dabbleverse at the same time. What are you after? Conspiracy nuts? All right. Quality control is trying to be their little ridiculous subjective shelf. Paul Weavers, do you think the Trump shooting was fake? Which one? All three? Yes. But I alternate on the Butler, Pennsylvania situation. I alternate because I've presented the footage of the photographers being shown around and being placed to get that famous shot of the flag and Donald Trump with his fist up in the air. And I've alternated. Candace Owens just revealed, or she's starting to talk about the microphone theory of the exploding mic for Charlie Kirk. And the gentleman that got shot at the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting, forgive me, I forgot his name, but he has the initials of CC. And he was the friend of a guy that worked at the exploding factory that created the materials for exploding pagers and microphones and stuff like that. The guy that got shot at Butler in the audience is best friends with another guy that got blown up on at his house that worked in the factory that got blown up at that creates those materials. So the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon went all the way to the guy that got shot in the Butler shooting. So then you would think if Israel was involved, or Netanyahu was involved trying to corrupt Donald Trump or get him or bring him onto their page to go to war, what does this have to do with that company that creates explosives? Well, again, they had exploding pagers. And Donald Trump got a gift from Netanyahu of a gold-plated exploding pager when he came into office. Was that a threat? Do as we tell you or we will get you, because you know about all these explosions that have happened to everybody. And again, Charlie Kirk was shot after he went into office, but it might have been a reminder because Donald Trump might have been assassinated attempt by Netanyahu and his people to become the president. They needed to push him over the edge. So they needed to allegedly fake the event to get that photo for that event. And there was rumors that the mirror that he reads the teleprompter off of, that exploded as well. There's a rumor that that exploded. And they're saying the bullet went through it. Then luckily Donald Trump turned his head and it went past his ear. So if it was faked, Donald Trump had to be in on it and knew what he was doing to become the president, or it was real and they didn't attempt to take Donald Trump out. They wanted to scare him. So the security service was in on it and other people were in on it. And maybe it wasn't a bullet. Maybe it wasn't a bullet. Maybe it was an exploding teleprompter or something like that. But he does reach for his ear. Did he have earplugs in his ear? I don't know. I don't think so. But I'm just saying there's a lot of things that they wanted to maybe scare Trump so they get away with it. And they did. And then now they gave him the pager when he became president to remind him, look, we can get rid of you anytime we want. So now all of a sudden he went along with the Iran war and the stuff in Gaza and everything else on Israel's or Netanyahu's behalf. So again, I don't know what really happened, but there's a lot of things that it might have been faked. But Donald Trump does grab his ear. Was he told to do that after he hears a shot? Was that his acting ability that he went along with it? I don't know. Did they punch his ear when he's down on the ground to make it bloody? Did they pierce his ear to continue the story that he possibly got shot? You get it? They puncture his ear when he's down on the ground. Then he gets up and he's bloody and he goes like that. You know, maybe they told him they were going to kill him if he didn't go along with it. Maybe they were going to pager him. They could get to him at any moment if he didn't go along with it. So maybe he went along with it. Again, and the shooters and the people in place, they were all patsies and there for a reason. The security detail, all of that stuff. Maybe it actually happened. Maybe they shot his ear with a, what do they call them? A little, what are those guns I used to shoot when I was a BB gun. Maybe they shot him with a BB gun in his ear. Because they knew even if it went past his ear, it would hit a little bit of his head, but it wouldn't go that far because it's a BB. It's a BB. Maybe they timed it all at the same time, and it was a BB that actually cut his ear. And then they let him know after the fact, we can get you. We can get you at any time. If you don't go along, we can get you at any time. Again, so those are my two working theories. But to go back to the guy that got shot in the audience of the Butler shooting, people would say, well, how could it be a BB gun if the guy got shot? Again, there could have been multiple guns there. Again, there's so many things you can say or do. People lose their life all the time. They are taken out for agendas in psychological operations. People do die. Not everything is faked. But sometimes it is faked. They have masks. They have body dummies. But this guy, according to Candace Owens, she revealed that the guy that got shot, his family was friends with the guy that possibly worked at the corporation for the explosives. And now was revealed by Candace Owens that the gentleman that got shot and died in the audience was not even supposed to be behind Donald Trump in the rafters in the audience. Candace Owens is talking to his wife and other people like that because why did they stop investigating Butler? Why did they stop investigating it? So the wife of the man that got killed, the fireman that got killed, wasn't even supposed to be in the audience. He was on the field level and he was there to watch Donald Trump speak. And then somebody in a suit and tie, a bigwig, a military person or somebody came up to him and his wife and said, "Hey, would you like to sit behind Donald Trump? We know you're a firefighter and this and that. And would you like to sit behind Donald Trump?" So they took him from the regular audience to behind Donald Trump, and then he ends up dying for Donald Trump. And again, he was best friends with a guy that's possibly implicated with knowledge of exploding materials for pagers, for possibly the Charlie Kirk shooting and all this other guy. He's best friends with that person who that died as well. And they were best friends. He might have email. He might have information later that would come out about his friend that died. So now they take out him. At the same time as they corrupt Donald Trump, they take out a guy that was best friends with somebody who knew a little too much, who stole equipment. This best friend of his stole materials, exploding materials from the factory that he worked at because he knew they were doing something wrong with it, and he stole materials from the factory. Who did he sell them to? Did he sell them to Israel, Netanyahu, the military, the CIA, the FBI, etc.? Then he was taken out in an explosion at a barbecue at his house. Then the factory was taken out that created the explosives on which he worked at, in which he stole from. The factory was taken out, killed 16 people in Tennessee. Then the best friend was taken out in Butler behind Donald Trump. Bam! Full fucking circle. Full circle. That's why I'm loving the Candace Owens show. I'm enjoying everything of it. This shit is insane. And I am freaking out. Thank you so much for that topic to get me to talk about it. Paul Weavers, thank you for is that Australian too? And you got a gray as your avatar? That's cool, dude. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? It's probably that space is fake. It's probably space is fake. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't think we can leave this realm or whatever it possibly is. And the sky is water. I think we're on different levels. The sky is water. And when you see the SpaceX ships or whatever they do, you see all these colors at night whenever they do the SpaceX thing. And it looks like running liquid coming from the SpaceX vehicle. I think it's trying to pass the firmament. It's trying to pass the plasma waters or whatever's above us. You know, like, that's, I don't know. I guess space in general is my favorite conspiracy theory because I don't know what's real or fake. And I always wanted to be an astronaut. I love space. I love sci-fi. I love all of that stuff. I just don't know. I don't know. My thought process is ever changing. Reckoning. Calm down, brother. At least I didn't block you. Relax. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay, Reckoning. You do have an interesting name, 1776. That's like America's birth year, right? That we're celebrating 250 of. Thank you for the $4.99. Relax, Reckoning. You're all uppity right now. You are saying some rough words, and I want to get a little positivity from good people. I know you're a good person. Otherwise, relax. It's okay. You're really gonna silence me, bro? Trying to look out for you. Maybe I read it incorrectly. I definitely read text incorrectly. My apologies, brother. My apologies. You're really gonna silence me, bro? I'm trying to look out for you. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you. No one's talking shit. I said you could do better. Yeah. I ain't talking shit. You could do better, though. That's not talking shit. You could do better. Fuck me for being a fan. Relax, bro. And if you are an actual fan, I appreciate you. I really, really do. Reckoning, calm down, though, bro. I got to stay away from this shit because I have blood pressure issues, bro. I'm going to have a heart attack. That's why I don't want to be involved in the Dabbleverse that much, because I can't take it. I get mad at people too. I want to call out their hypocrisies, their lies, their bullshit. I want to do that. But hey, I got to look at my own first. I got to look at my own bullshit first before I can call them out on theirs. I have to be all together perfectly until I can call out other people for their shit. Unless it's involved with me personally, I'll address it offline on a phone call or something like that if I want to talk shit. That's why I can't be involved in the Dabbleverse, man. I got heart issues, brother. My blood pressure raises, and yeah, I don't want to be that type of a person. But in a weird way, I'm talking shit about aliens and governments and conspiracy theories. It's not a good place to be in as well. You know, this conspiracy world or alien world or whatever it's called, for people with health issues, major ones like I have, it's not a good place. It's a very dark place as well. It's a very dark and evil place. But I prefer to be in this dark and evil place than I do against other human beings who I hope are good eggs. So I'd prefer to be in this dark place talking shit about governments and companies and politicians more so than regular people that are kind of lost in life and they're struggling as well. I hope that made sense to everybody. I appreciate you guys. This was streamed the same day Charlie was hit. Yeah, that episode of Sam Tripoli was streamed the same day. I haven't really watched the whole thing, but Sam Tripoli got off topic kind of early because Sam Tripoli is dating or married to an Israeli woman, and the cancel culture with Zionists and all that was very prevalent. And I think, you know, Sam Tripoli didn't want to fuck over some of his audience and people like that, if you know what I mean. Paul Weavers, thank you for the $5. Opinions on the mall or the Miami Mall alien thing. You know what? I'm gonna say that shit was real. I don't know if it was an alien or what, but ain't no psychological operation or a false flag event gonna have 500 police cars from surrounding Miami to that mall. I saw the video footage of, it probably wasn't 500 cars, but boy, for as far as the eye can see, all I saw was cop cars and police cars. And no footage has really come out, except one grainy footage from like a helicopter or a drone of what might be an alien or a figure walking, a tall like figure or something like that. And there's been a couple of reports from people on TikTok and other places like that talking about what they saw, that all of a sudden this creature appeared, like maybe from another multiple universe. But there's no footage. Maybe this energy, this spirit, shuts off cameras or does what it does, or maybe the FBI or the CIA was around there. They got rid of all the footage. They have equipment that can erase footage and stuff like that. They do have equipment that can do that stuff. And then again, how big is this mall? How many people were actually there? Could it have been a co-opted event where maybe the powers that be knew that this alien was going to use a Stargate or something of that faction to resurrect themselves in that mall? Maybe they were testing out equipment in Iceland, in Alaska, in Antarctica. Maybe our actual governments or people that are running the show were testing out equipment. And one of the aliens they were working with was the test subject, and they transversed him from another universe or from another place on Earth to that mall. And then the regular cops and the regular people are like, we don't know what the fuck this is. Oh, cop cars, we don't know. We got a report of a black man, of this man, a white man, a tall Nordic person, a gray, a Nordic alien, an Insectoid. And then all the cop cars are like, oh, shit. They all want to be a part of it. I don't know, man. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. And then they stopped talking about it. It disappeared. They stopped talking about it. No footage was recovered. Now a lot of those companies that were there are no longer there in that mall. And the mall is apparently being torn down. It might have been a rumor that I heard. But I heard a rumor that that mall is now going bankrupt and going to be torn down. Something happened. Something happened. Something crossed through a boundary or a barrier or a multiverse. And it got the regular people, even the police, going, what the hell? Very, very interesting, man. Thank you for the $5. I truly, truly appreciate that and appreciate you. Appreciate you. Paul Weavers, I agree with that. I definitely think that people care more about the Epstein than the alien stuff. Yeah, because the Epstein stuff in their brain can be considered real. Because we all know, not only believe, we know it's happening and it happened. With the alien stuff and all this other stuff, we're still in that range where we don't know, but we know, but we don't know. The Deltron 3030, we're in the last days. Jesus is coming very, very soon. The rapture, that's another interesting theory, y'all. Have you guys heard it? Maybe I'll end today's topic with this. I just want to say hi to the Reckoning. I hope we're okay, brother. Don't make any sense. So what I said doesn't make any sense. Blood pressure problems aside, because people, the Dabbleverse, you can make money, really good money, and have fun. I don't want to be a part of the Dabbleverse. I know I can make money. I appreciate that. But you're going to have to let that go. I told you how I feel about it, what my thought processes are. So hopefully you respect that. And if you can't, I'm sorry. Your advice is very, very aggressive. Okay? I'm not saying it's bad advice, but it's very aggressive and it goes beyond what I want to do currently. So don't ever try to change me, okay? Love you, Reckoning. Thank you so much. So let's go to the theory that I just mentioned. All right. You're a nice guy and have amazing potential, but your excuses are frustrating. Oh, my God. I'm not going to answer these anymore. You're done. You're gone. Time out again. Time out again. What excuses? I'm talking about conspiracy theories. And I'm telling the truth about my health issues and my mental issues. How are they excuses? I need to prove it to you because you're in the Dabbleverse, and I need to prove it. I need to show you my medical records. Oh, you're a liar. You're a lolcow. We're done. We're done. So Donald Trump, I'm sorry, dude, where was that thing that I just wanted to One dimension. Put you're in timeout. Yeah, I'm starting to get corrupted. There we go. Yes, the rapture. So here's my Donald Trump and rapture theory. If people don't know what the rapture is in the Bible, it's apparently when Jesus resurrects himself and he calls his followers to heaven. And apparently the bodies or the souls will be taken from earth or the heavens. It'll be taken to the skies. And there will be, and all the evil people that haven't atoned for their sins will be left on earth to die when the devil takes over. That's a basic summary, and I'm probably not saying it perfectly. Please forgive me. But there's going to be a signal to the rapture to sign the end times. The signal is going to be 8 bells, 8 whistles, 8 bells that are going to chime, letting you know the rapture is coming, that Jesus is going to take the souls that have repented into the heavens with him, and earth shall be developed or taken by demons, and they're going to have to stay on earth and live in hell. Some people think we're living in the rapture, that it's already happened, and we are living on hell. And the good souls will eventually go to heaven. But the rapture theory that I had many years ago was, so Donald Trump was going for presidency in 2016. His last name is Trump. We live in the end times, Donald Trump. His running mate was, oh my God, who was his running mate the first time? Or the vice president the first time? See, my brain has been going all day and I'm forgetting. Donald or Michael Pence. Michael Pence was his running mate. So, people were calling Donald Trump the Antichrist. He was possibly going to be president for 8 years. His last name is Trump. There's a lot of conspiracy theories about him being the final president, him or his son, in this world, and that Donald Trump was the Antichrist. And if the rapture is true, you're going to hear 8 trumpets. You're going to hear 8 trumpet noises when the rapture is happening. That could be concluded with 8 years as a president. Okay? And the vice president was Michael Pence. Donald Trump and Michael Pence. Take the last names from both of them, and what does that spell? Trump, Pence. Possibly 8 years in the White House. 8 years of Trump, Pence. 8 years of trumpets. That's a rapture theory. Then Donald Trump was taken out by Joe Biden. Biden. Bid an end to the world. Bide an end. Biden. And his running mate, the vice president, was Harris. The last name Harris in Greek mythology is for the earth and for life and civilization. So bid an end to life and civilization. Biden, Harris. Then Donald Trump becomes president again to complete the 8 years. And now the world's in war, going to shit. Are we officially at the 8 trumpets? The bidding an end to the world, the Biden-Harris? Now his running mate and vice president is J.D. Vance. Vance sounds like Pence. So we still have Trump, Vance. Trump, Vance. Trumpets, Trump, Vance. I don't know. It's just a theory. And I thought it was interesting. So that's my rapture theory. All right, I'm done for the days. I want to thank everybody for chiming in, hooking a brother up with a few bucks, supporting me. And whether I can make that amount of money every time, it's okay. I don't need to be a part of an evil world and talk shit to people just to pay my bills, because I won't be happy about it, and I'll feel like a lesser human being. Thank you guys for chiming in with me for about 3 hours on today's last minute live stream. And I appreciate you guys. And some of you guys, I'll hit you up online in a little bit. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about Disclosure Day. I believe it's starting to happen. I believe they're going to disclose something very, very soon. What that is, truthfully, I do not know. But that's why the movie's coming out. And Spielberg, I think Spielberg is in the know. Spielberg and all his movies, he's in the know with everything. And I've worked with him and met him on multiple occasions. So again, maybe I'm an alien. Maybe I am alien number 12. But yeah, Spielberg is one of those, man, that knows what's going on in the world. And he's a part of all of this. So there's no coinky-dinky why he made a movie called Disclosure Day at this time when the UFO files and everything is being revealed. Because maybe the alien species and everybody else, they're witnessing the destruction of our species and they're trying to save us, and they need to reveal themselves. And they're telling our governments, hey, we're coming out, whether you like it or not. So you better start programming and brainwashing the people that we're real and we're coming out. And then that will change our world from our world is possibly changing from an analog world to a complete digital world of data and stuff like that. And that's maybe where these alien species or whatever they are, they live in. They live in a data type of digital species world. So we're going through a transition. They said the aliens revealed themselves when they were invented the atomic bomb, if even that's real. But they said aliens revealed themselves a lot around that time when they were creating the atomic weapons, because that was a transition in our lives' history, and they revealed themselves. Now we're going, honestly, from analog to like digital to like data and holograms and AI, and we're at another transition. And now the aliens are now revealing themselves again, because now we're on the precipice of complete technology or AI, and now the aliens have to either stop us or help us or save us or kill us like they do in the movies. I don't know. You be the judge, but we had some good topics today. Today was awesome for me. I thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out with me, and I appreciate you for just being a friend today. CB33, what's up, brother? Good to see you. If space is fake, then where are the aliens from? I believe they're from here. They've always been here or other universes. Again, I don't know if anything I say is real or fake or not, but it's damn fun to think about, and it helps my overactive brain because I'd like to think I'm intelligent with certain things, and I like to feel that I'm getting a little bit more intelligent with all of this conspiracy alien stuff. I want to feel smart, but I got a good heart, and that's all I have to lead my life by. I love you guys. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the Happy Alien Podcast, and I'll probably see you again on Friday night, maybe with a different podcast. Yeah, hit that like, that thumbs up, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member of this channel, and I appreciate you. Good night. Goodbye. See ya.
Are we crazy? bird, I will